If there was just one app that you should download before going to China, it would be this one.
Everyday Easy Chinese.
大家好，我是 Everyday Easy Chinese 的严老师 and today you will look at all the apps you need to download before you go to China. And we'll be categorizing these into different categories so you can identify which ones you would need depending on your purpose and also duration of your travel. Now, the reason why we're saying to download before you go to China is because your app store may not work in China, so you might not be able to download these apps after you go. So make sure you download them before. Before we start, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also give us a like if you enjoyed this content. Let's start. The first category we have is social. Apps like WhatsApp, Instagram and Facebook don't work really well in China, so it's best to download Chinese social apps and add your friends before you go. The first app is QQ. QQ is an app that's similar to WhatsApp but offers so much more. So you can do the usual sending messages, you can also do voice calls or video calls, but other things that you can do are post into your social space. You can also play mobile games and even do money payments. For example, you can recharge your phone or you can do money transfers and also online shopping as well. If I were to think about it, if there was just one app that you should download before going to China, it would be this one, WeChat. WeChat in China is called Weixin, and it's also a similar messaging app to QQ, but whereas QQ used to be the market leader, nowadays WeChat has overtaken in popularity. And WeChat has other features that QQ doesn't have. For example, we have the Yao Yao feature, which is the shake it feature, where you can meet people regardless of their location. What happens is that when you shake your phone sensors detect the motion, and then anyone else on the WeChat network who's also shaking the phone at the same time will also see you. So basically you can meet other people who shook their phone at the same time. Furthermore, one really useful feature is the ability to translate restaurant menus, signs and more by just using the scan function in your WeChat app, which utilizes the camera. So this would be really useful if you're traveling. You can also translate chats as well, so it's very useful. Aside from this, you can also follow celebrity public accounts or brand public accounts too. And sometimes it's very useful if you like shopping, for example. You can follow a brand's WeChat account, and sometimes if you show it to them, they will give you a discount on your shop. The next category that we have is maps and transportation. So let's go through maps first. So maps like Google Maps and Apple Maps don't work really well in China due to a satellite offset issue, which means that you may not always get the most accurate and up-to-date information. So you may be actually walking into a dead end on the map. And that's why if you speak Chinese, I recommend that you download the Baidu Maps, Baidu 地图. This is the most up-to-date and accurate map that you can get. It also has other useful features such as giving you traffic data, transportation information. You also get access to 3D maps and street views as well. However, if you do want an alternative in English only, then Google Maps would be the best option. It displays the locations in both English and Chinese, so you can verify that the location you're going to is correct. If you are using Google Maps, you may need to download a VPN to be able to use it, and that's why I recommend that you use Baidu 地图 instead. One thing that you can do is perhaps save the locations of the areas that you want to go to in Chinese on your phone before you go to China, and then when you are in China, you can use the Baidu 地图 Maps app and then just copy and paste the Chinese location names in it, and then you can follow the direction. The app is quite similar to other map apps as well, so it should be quite intuitive to follow. Okay, so the second area that we have within maps and transportation is the transportation category. Aside from map apps, you can also download apps that show the transportation within the area. For example, if you are in Shanghai, you can download the Shanghai Ditie app, which is a Shanghai Metro app. And if you are in Beijing, you can download the Beijing Subway, the Beijing Ditie app as well. This will show you the stations on the subway lines, and you can easily figure out where you are going. If you are traveling cross-country, then a good app to download is Ctrip. Ctrip allows you to book train tickets and also search for them as well. Okay, the third point we have in maps and transportation is taxi. So unlike in other countries you may be familiar to, Uber is not very popular in China. And sometimes when it's raining and you're trying to wave down a taxi, they will not stop. And even if it's empty, they will not stop because probably someone has already booked it in advance on an app called Didi. Didi is the equivalent of Uber in China. And you can access this and set this up easily on your WeChat account too. So you can access the WeChat wallet section and then click on ride hailing. And then that will give you access to Didi. Now the convenience here is that the payment will be taken directly from the bank account associated with your WeChat account. So there's no need to set up other things. However, if you are just downloading the Didi app separately, then make sure that you have a Chinese cell phone number and also a payment method. You can access similar rides to what you'll get on Uber, such as rideshare, premium, luxe version, or just the normal taxi as well. The third category that we have is entertainment. Are you a Netflix or YouTube binger? If so, unfortunately, Netflix and YouTube do not work really well in China. So if you do want to catch up on shows and dramas and movies, a good app to download is iQIYI. iQIYI is a platform quite similar to Netflix where it's free for you to watch hit shows and movies, but you can also pay a few dollars per month to go on a VIP service where you can watch more movies and shows too. If you have a WeChat account, you can set this up on there very easily. For those music lovers out there who need to always listen to their Spotify, you can download the NetEase Cloud Music app, the 网易云音乐 app. This also operates on a similar freemium model. Now the fourth category that we have is online shopping. Amazon may be a staple for you, however it doesn't really have a large presence in China. Instead, good apps to download if you want to do online shopping are Taobao app and also the JD app, the Jingdong app as well. And these apps can fulfill all of your online shopping wants and needs. Number 5, the fifth category is finance. Forget about card and cash payments. Those are very old school. People do things on digital and mobile payments now. Even the person asking for money from you on the street is utilizing digital and mobile payments. So the final app and very useful one that you can download is Alipay, 支付宝, 支付宝. And this is a very famous and popular e-wallet app in China where you can use your smartphone to pay for things in store, online, and also do money transfers as well. So it's very similar to PayPal, for example, which I know maybe in Western countries that people don't really use it in store and maybe even for online purchases. But do correct me if I'm wrong and you do use PayPal in store and online in your country. That's it for today, where we looked at the 5 categories of all the apps that you need to download before you go to China. So the first category we had was social, so you have QQ and Weixin. The second category that we have is your maps and transportation, so we have the Baidu Maps, Baidu Ditu, also Ctrip and Didi. The third category we have was entertainment, so for the YouTube and Netflix lovers out there, we have the iQIYI app, and for the music lovers out there, we have the NetEase Cloud Music or the 网易云音乐 app. The fourth category is online shopping, so we have the Taobao app and also the JD or Jingdong app. And finally, we have finance category where we have Alipay, 支付宝. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, please give us a like to support us. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for free weekly Chinese lessons. See you next time.